confront her dad about it. They had a conversation. We didn't discuss that here on the show. I mean, there were quite, divergent views about it. Some people think that it's actually that high-handed kind of parenting and upbringing that we had that made us who we are today. Others think that, well, yeah, now times have changed. Parenting styles have changed. And so, it is totally wrong to be doing all that. Look, parenting, we all know, it's no walk in the park. The approach that you choose can either build your child up for life or tear them down. That's why picking the right style is quite important. So today, the big question is, which parenting style do you think is more effective? There are those who argue for the, old parenting style where parents were quite authoritative, strict with rules, discipline here and there. You need to be obedient, limited emotional expression. Parents held more authority. I mean, children were expected to obey without question. A bit of discipline here and there. And arguably, times have changed where parenting has, turned to more open communication, active listening, emphasis on emotional intelligence and whatnot. A new style that encourages independence, self-expression. Parents are more lenient. I mean, the kind of punishment some of us received, we don't do that to our children again. So I engaged a few people in that conversation over the weekend, and they are saying that, look, it's this new style of parenting that has caused the younger generation to be so entitled. I mean, they see no hardship. The younger generation are not as hardworking. They feel very entitled, all because their parents handed them easy routes. There are those who actually even think that the younger generation have neglected so many cultural practices back in the day. Talking back to the elderly. I mean, back in the day, who are you to talk back when your parents are talking? Talking with the left hand. Back then, you would have to put your hands behind you when you're talking. I mean, people used to respect elders. Nowadays, it doesn't feel the same. Let's have a real, honest, and insightful conversation about raising our kids now. What do you think? Have parenting styles changed? Is it for the better, or you think that we are causing more harm? Are you also concerned about morals of the younger generation, and do you think it is parenting that have caused it? Well, let's hear you. 0302-216-541. Or you can send me a WhatsApp message on 055-1111-997. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So give me a call, 0302-216-541, or WhatsApp me on 055-1111-997. This conversation is live on Facebook as well. You can check out our live video and put your comments in there. I'll read them. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Rick.
Say that again.
Richmond.
Richmond. Okay, Richmond. Let's hear you.
Okay. So, I think parenting has changed. But then, unfortunately, some of our parents are also being so lenient. Because the generation of kids that we have now, back in the days, we didn't have this internet and then, everything at our disposal. So, obviously, our parents were like the first people that we always go to, for advice, for taping and all that. But here lies the situation where now we have all sorts of information on the internet. Most of our children spend more time, in school, and then all sorts of advice from friends and other families and even some teachers. So if we don't have a blend of the parenting style, we'll end up losing our kids. So a little bit of, the new style of parenting and then a little bit of the old style. So that the kids growing up will not just feel like, oh, everything should be on a silver platter. Same way, they shouldn't feel like everything should be through hardship. So it should be a blend of it.
Okay.
Because when we go the old style with them, we will lose them. Because now the Gen Z, they don't even understand that old style. They feel it's slavery. They feel it's torture. So the moment you bring it up on them, you've lost them. They'll
Ah.
go to where they'll feel comfortable. And then when you make it too easy for them also, now when we want them to start being responsible, you wouldn't get them because
Okay.
that is not how we train them. So I think it should be a blend of the two.
All right. Thank you so much, Richmond.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for your thoughts on this one. Very interesting perspective there. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm very well.
Nice. What's your name, bro?
Lexis Francis.
Okay, Francis. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Lexis, I think this is the time that we really have to go back to the old system of parenting.
Mm.
I'm saying that because this is a time where, as the previous caller said, there's information all over the place. The kids learn a lot via the internet. Okay, so if you are a parent and you don't enforce proper parenting, I mean strict parenting rules at home, they are going to run all over you. A typical example these days, I think just about last week, it was all over the news that I think this time around it was in Kumasi where another student was handling a gun in the classroom and shot a colleague in the eye. I stand to be corrected.
I remember.
Okay.
I remember hearing that incident as well.
Yes, and shot a colleague in the eye. Look, when I was in school, in secondary school in the 90s, yes, our seniors were hard on us, but they weren't coming to school with cutlasses, with knives, with scissors to stab colleagues, because now teachers are not allowed to beat the pupils at school. Like it really breaks my heart. I was in Preset. Yes, Preset. When I was there, we had a very terrible record. Everybody was talking about it. Okay, where somebody brought a gun to school. It was one of the. It hasn't happened. I don't think it has ever happened. Okay, but the measures that were taken at that time, the measures they took at that time were stringent to the extent that you couldn't even have any chance to misbehave. Again, now the kids are all over the place. They take machetes to school to go and catch their own colleagues at school, to go and fight, to stop, carry guns. It's becoming normal. Look, if you are not violent now at school, then you are not part of it. It takes a few of the schools that are really strict on the students, even though they are not lashing them, but that are really strict, that are keeping the kids in line. Okay, so a parenting style, if we don't mix the old one and polish the new ones to bring our kids up. Look, my 7-year-old son, he can sing songs that I can't sing as a parent. You understand me?
Mm.
I learned certain songs from him, but then there are times I have to correct him. Look, this word is profane. Don't look. Sometimes he doesn't understand it, but then sometimes he looks at you and he wants to understand what that portion of the song means. I have to tell him that look, this is adult stuff. Just stay away from that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So now I have to control him. He knows more things on my phone than I myself, the parent. So please, as I said, the carrot and stick approach. If you can't just keep giving them the carrot without applying the stick.
Okay. Thanks, Francis, for your thoughts on this.
I don't know how to go about it.
Yeah.
I think it's really confusing now.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. I understand your frustration. I totally do. But I'm grateful for your thoughts on this as well. Hello?
Yeah, Papa, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well.
Hi, I'm well. How are you, Joseph?
I'm very strong by the grace of God.
All right, let's hear you.
Yeah, I think recently the kind of treatment or training we are giving to our children are spoiling them. We are in the era of Mama Ba, Dada Ba, and it's as if the children will tell their dad or their mom, if you love me, allow me to do whatever I want to do. And Mama, you say you love me, see what you are doing. But we are hurting them rather. We are spoiling them because that's not love. During our time, when we are playing football at the backyard and we see a grown-up with a load from farm, one should stop the football, carry it, and send it home for the grown-up. The rest will wait for him or her to come. When you are in the bus, OSA, Omnibus Services Authority, that OSA bus, you pay for it, but you wake up for other person to sit down. Even when you are giving an elderly person water, you go down. They show us all these things, and it was disciplined. We are not having problem with the elderly. Understand? When they are talking to you, and you are angry, you find your face trouble. You laugh trouble. It's not disturbance, it's training. Sometimes when you come home, you see the cane over there. So when you're doing something, you raise up. You have to wake up because there's a cane there. Though the cane will not be on you every day, all the time. But when you see the cane, you have to be steady. You understand?
Right.
But now what is happening? You pamper them too much. You know you can't cane them all the time. Sometimes you use eye service. Sometimes you shout at them. Sometimes sit them down, talk to them calmly. But you have to make sure that they will know that you have to train them, but you are not pampering them. The pampering has become too much that they are spoiling.
Okay. Joseph, thank you so much for your thoughts here as well. Interesting. You can also send me a WhatsApp message, by the way, on 055-1111-997. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. What's your name?
My name is Saint OJ.
All right, Saint OJ, you're welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. You see, Lexis, the first thing I want to say is that in this part of our world, there's something we do which will never help us, which is that we just copy. We look at what people are doing and then we begin doing it. But we have to understand that in the Western world, the society itself has transformed. I mean, tell me, Lexis, who in London will you remove his something outside and then be urinating? The laws in the society work, and so when you just put in a little bit, things do work. Unlike here, where everything is haywire, and so we have to understand that you can't just pick a system and use it. And so, as others have said, what I want to say to it is that let us show our children the best of love. We'll show them love as much as we can. In this part of our world, if you love your children, introduce them to Christ, because the society is poisonous. And if God blesses you in any way, show them love. Let them, in fact, all their needs, meet them. But in doing so, let them understand that you are keeping the main thing. If you misbehave, you be do. You be bomb.
Okay. Saint OJ.
My son is at the university.
Okay.
And I have never paid his fees in full. Not because I don't have. But I don't want him to feel like I have it in abundance. So I told him, what you want, I'll give it to you. And then show you love. But if you go against the rules, make dumo pa. I'm dumo. And so I think that is how it should be.
I see. Thanks for your thoughts, Saint OJ. I've not heard that phrase in a while. Me dumo. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, Lexis.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm not feeling well. My truth. Oh, Charlie.
Oh, Collins. I'm sorry. Is that
Charlie.
Collins?
Yeah, Collins.
Oh, Charlie. So sorry. Have you taken some drugs?
I went to a pharmacy and they gave me a drug. The drug is 50 pesos. So I wonder if it will work.
Why? You want a more expensive drug or what?
I don't. Charlie, I told you, bro, but I have to speak on this.
Get well soon.
You see, the last time we had a conversation, and I told you, I made this statement that Obi anyway I and quality to you. Obi anyway I and say akwala so 90 say on to say on 90 say. But there is a quote I read somewhere, Refi, where I read it from, but it came from Dubai. And then the crown prince or somebody said, I said, a weaker generations train up a stronger generations, while the stronger generations train up a weaker generations. That is what it's a quote I read. Maybe Refi, I'm a kind about that they are putting quote to dream. I feel like now we are all feeling experienced. Trust me. We are feeling because see, I'll be a movie bow. Obi and two be baffled. Obi and come be bleeding. Obi I had your person here. Somewhere. And Chenkwala will move to us and we issue the F word on you. and you will not understand.
Amen. Mate, get well soon.
And it is you.
I can tell.
And it is if you have a daughter, and if you are Messiah, you have a daughter. If you are Messiah, because Sally, but it all boils down to one thing. Say train up a child the way they should grow, and when they grow, they will not depart from it.
That's right.
I think for now we can use that one first. Nyamediano, yamfa nyamediana. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you said the nakupon in the bay, but we are away power.
It's tough. It's tough. Collins.
Charlie.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. 0302216541. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, Lexis.
Hi. Good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Nice. What's your name?
This is Tony from Chumta.
All right, Tony. Hey, thank you.
Thank you. I've been listening quietly, and I think I have a contrary opinion of what everyone is saying.
Okay.
Look, this generation has to be told this. They are mirroring the society. As simple as that. It seems to be over-exaggerating. We are embellishing the problem too much. Let's go back to our years when we were in school. Like this, and I said, wait for a second. When have you heard any student of this time demonstrating on the streets of Accra? When have you heard secondary school students demonstrating in their schools demolition things? I hope you know the history of when Presec was nearly burned by students. I won't mention names. I hope you know that. It's because there are, this plural media. So we are hearing so many things. Look, during our times, there are bad things done this time. Like this. These children are just children. I don't know why people want us to use those corporal punishment to bring them up. Look, we have people who were stronger than we think. We were being punished left, right, and center. But we were bad. Like this. I'm telling you frankly, and these children don't do that. It's just because they've had this technology and other things, moving. So we think that everything is a small thing, it's being reported. When have you heard even the universities having a demonstration in Accra or even in Kumasi? Gone were those days where ministers and past ministers were demonstrating heavily when they were students. From Lagos Gate to Central Accra, Independence Square, and all those things. My brother, let's face facts. Yes, indiscipline will be with us. It's from Adam. It's how we manage it, how we turn it. And I think that these children, as we are seeing them, very like we were. Anybody who tells you they are indisciplined at our time, I'm sorry to say, it's a lie. Let's go back and check when we claim there was discipline. What was happening back then? Brother, let's face facts. Let's rather bring them to God, change our society, and we'll have good children coming up. They are mirroring us. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Lexis.
Thank you, Tony, for your thoughts on this as well. Very interesting submission too. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice. What's your name?
This is John B.
All right, John. Talk to me.
Lexis, this time I heard you. From 2000 years, you see, generations change every 10 years. And every 10 years, if you don't accustom yourself to, the generation that is informed now, it is very difficult for you to bring up your children. Our time, it is different. A couple of weeks ago, I picked an Ayalolu bus. And then I realized there were, in Ayalolu bus, you have a lot of people standing up. But I realized there was a secondary school boy sitting whilst an old woman, she cannot even stand. She had to sit on the steps. So I asked, can you please stand up so that the old lady can sit down? He didn't mind it.
Oh, wow.
And I was lamenting about this because during my time, when you are standing in the bus, when you sit and an elderly person comes, you stand for the person to sit.
That's true.
You get three things. It's either you get God bless you, the elderly person pays the bus fare for you, or the conductor or the mate will not even take money from you if you are a student and you are standing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's not like that. And I was saying, and even the older people in the bus were saying that, okay, omuntie. So imagine it is your son or your child, and you enter the bus, and your son decides to sit. Would you allow it?
So I think it's a collective thing. You see, technology has made the world so small that now we don't care about ourselves anymore. Everybody thinks about himself and his family. So if something is happening to another person's child, if that person is not close to you, I mean, forget about it. Once it's not easy this time.
It's not easy at all. Thank you so much for your thoughts. I think Cindy also agrees. Parenting has become very difficult now compared to 10 and 20 years back. I sometimes wonder what has gone wrong. Is technology one of the reasons? You can send your child, or he or she just says no. How? Hey! When you lash them, they think you are mean. So we must try to find a balance between being loving and hard, which is not easy, but we will do our best. Absolutely. Hey, now, my miss mouse won't call. Hey, what are you talking about? This one here says, Lexis, we are blindly copying the West, but they have stringent policies in place to protect their children. I live in the UK, and while children here are allowed to use mobile phones, these devices are closely monitored to ensure children cannot use them to access inappropriate content. And any adult attempting to exploit minors is swiftly tracked and dealt with. In Ghana, however, many young lives have been ruined by irresponsible adults, largely because we've given children excessive freedom without implementing the necessary safeguards. And that's from Fayar in the United Kingdom. I'll take one more call and then we can wrap it up here. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Hello.
What's your name?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Ebo, let's hear you.
You know what? In our generation is different from this generation. And our generation, you cannot fool about. This generation, it is, if you want the children to grow well, it is love. You use love to treat them. One, in our days, one thing parents must do is that you have to let your children know yes and no. Daddy mean yes. Daddy mean no. Mommy mean yes. Mommy mean no. Okay. If they get that into their head, that one is okay. Now, you start treating them with love. And you see, all the adult you the parents and that is one. Two, no to obey through with the love of God, because you are treating the children with love. Right. What I say, the child will start fearing the Lord.
Okay.
Because of the love you are treating the child with.
Yeah.
Is what I say. Now, when our parents, that's what I've grown to see. My father, my father will just look at you with his eye. You will cry.
I can imagine. Ebo, I wish we could continue this conversation, but we're out of time now. But very interesting submissions from everybody, and it's worth the conversation actually, because we need our children to be upright, basically. And so would have more conversations about this here on Joy 99.7 FM. Thank you to everybody who called in.
Good evening and welcome to the Joy Headline News at 5. I'm Noella Kariniali. Details now. The Court of Appeal has